Well, welcome everybody to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I'm happy to be here because guess what? It is Good Friday, and I'm going to really focus on the word good. It's a good day. It's a great day. We can do some good things today. We can be good to each other. We can have some goodness in our lives. We can eat good food. We can get outside and be in the good, fresh air. And we can really be doing something to make sure that we are pushing the needle forward on humanity. This show is all about ways that you can do something in your life to improve the way we move forward as a society, how our humanity can uplift itself, and we can do all kinds of good things to make sure that that happens, each and every one of us, starting with ourselves. And so in the fun and festivity of goodness, I just want to reach out and say blessings to you today, wherever you are in the world and whatever religion you practice. May it be a good day for you, and may you feel goodness in your heart and express goodness to others, because that is one of the ways that we do ignite humanity, by being good to the people around us and starting off by being good to ourselves. Well, of course, we love that you are here watching Ignite Humanity Live, and you may be wondering, what are we all about and what do we do? You can always jump over to our website, ignitehumanity.life, and check out what we're doing. We are doing some good things in the world. We're building schools around the globe. We are creating a book. We're doing a really good job at showing up here every day and talking to you. Monday through Friday, we are here on air live talking about ways to ignite humanity. And we do that through powerful storytelling. We bring you guests from around the globe talking about some of the things that they are doing to create goodness and ignite the lives of others. And they're doing that because they have a personal story. Something has happened to them in their life that they have used to propel them forward, and to use that story to give them the motivation, determination, and dedication to create something in their lives that will create a better impact for others. And really, that is the essence of goodness. And that is making sure that we all have a future. We all have something we can be connected to, and each and every one of us see the other. We all deserve to be seen and heard and connected, and we do that through these powerful stories that we love to share on the show. Well, in the spirit of goodness, we would love you to know that we are building schools around the globe, and we are always looking for donations. If you want to do something good today, you can donate to one of our schools, and specifically to our school for one of our fallen colleagues. Danya Safar was a part of our team for 4 years, and we recently lost her in a fire. We've decided to dedicate a school in her name. If you'd like to support Danya's school, please go to the danyasafarmemorial.com. Or, of course, you can donate to any one of our schools. We're super happy to share that we will be off to Indonesia at the end of May to build our first 2 classrooms. And then we have schools planned. Obviously, Danya's school is in Pakistan, and then schools in India and Cambodia, all kinds of fun things happening. Your goodness can contribute to those schools by just donating. $1 goes towards buying our eco-friendly bricks used from recycled plastic, doing some good things for the environment. Are you guys counting how many times I'm saying good there? All right. Well, we want to have a great day, so we're going to have some fun with good. Although Friday is Connections Day, so we're going to be connecting with our guests and sharing with ways that you can connect to the people in your life and create some goodness in all that you do. I know I'm going to be having some fun with good today. All right, well, let me tell you about our guest as she shows up. Tes Cacciatore is a multimedia creator and director, producer with over 25 years in the entertainment and philanthropic arenas. Tess is the founder and CEO of Gwen Global, a company dedicated to social impact and positive change. She is a best-selling author, award-winning producer, filmmaker, songwriter, and social entrepreneur who has dedicated her life to advocating for those transforming lives through the power of storytelling. Amazing friend, someone I love and adore. Tess, come on in and welcome to the show.
Happy Good Friday.
We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, exactly. We'll play on the good theme. Exactly. Well, welcome to the show. I love having you here because you're busy. You're doing stuff. You're making an impact, and I love that. Start first by telling us what you really enjoy doing, your zone of genius, and how Gwen Global is really touching the world on a global scale.
Well, as I put in my lower third today, creator, storyteller, I usually have put like CEO, founder, Gwen Global, but I'm kind of changing that purview because when the core essence of what I do is I create books, TV series, films, documentaries, anything to do with social impact. And I love storytelling. I have a book out, as you know, and that second edition is coming out in June. And I have my children's book that came out in 2004 that I've revamped, re-illustrated, and redone. And I'm really excited about Bella Wishes coming out too. So all of the messages, all the songs, everything that I do really has about social impact and igniting humanity, like you said, sparking that connection between us all so we inspire each other to do really good in the world. I'm going to use it a lot today now.
I know, I've like planted the seed. You know,
Yes.
some people are asking both of us, what is social impact? I mean, it's a buzzword, it's filtering around. A lot of us are saying it. Can you really unpack what it means to create a social impact?
Well, to me, impact is setting on a mission, like you all are building schools. So you set on that mission, you go for your step by step to get that accomplished, and it creates social change. It creates the change. It brings magic and livelihood and education, clean water. You know, all the things that you and I do that are mutually connected. We do it because it's going to impact humanity. So social impact is impacting humanity. So we could
Mhm.
call it human impact, but social impact just seems to be the buzzword.
And I think all of us, just in the little things we do, we can create some social impact. I mean, you can be standing at the bus stop and smile at everybody and have a nice conversation and make room for people to come under your umbrella or
Yes.
move over on the seat. And everyone in the environment feels more conducive and more connected and ready to take the bus. And it may seem like a very small thing, but in some ways, you can make social impact around with the people around you in very small ways, but they actually, every one of those people will now get on the bus feeling a little bit better, share that with the person next to them, get off the bus, go to their offices, be nice to those people. And you can just see the ripple effect. And for some people, it's like, well, that's not a huge social impact. But I think you and I can agree that we have to start with the little stuff. We have to start right in our own sphere.
Yes, absolutely. I think about this often because I grew up in Iowa, which is considered to be the friendly state, just like Canadians, right? So a lot of people laugh about how friendly they are. Like, how can they be truly, authentically happy all the time? And so I've run into that living in New York City in my younger years, living in Los Angeles for the last decades. When I do my morning power walk, I'm always greeting people with good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I see the same people on the path and they're starting to say good morning back.
Hmm.
So you never know what a smile or a good morning or good afternoon or how are you can give to somebody. And I've heard several stories of people that have stopped and shared a story with someone where they said, you just changed my day, you know,
Hmm.
and you never know what's going on in other people's day. You don't know if they have, you know, someone that's at home or in hospice. You don't know if someone that are dealing with cancer themselves. So we just have to really have the opportunity to really be friendly and loving and coming from a connected place.
And you and I love the word storytelling, and we use it very much as a healing, connecting, powerful tool because some people tell stories. And, you know, when I was a kid, my parents would always say, stop telling stories. And stories were like fictitious or, you know, fabrications. But the truth is, storytelling is really sharing the story of ourselves. And that's my definition. But as a classic and award winning storyteller, can you tell us what storytelling really means to you?
Storytelling, it's really interesting because in my world, the storytelling is really about getting as vulnerable as you can. With my book, Homeless to the White House, which is coming out, it came out June 18th, 2018. It's coming out this year, June 18th. I wanted to mark it on that anniversary day. That book is taking me to the most vulnerable place. I think vulnerability is a really sometimes unsafe. You feel unsafe to do it, but it's the most safest place to be because when you really connect with your authentic self and you're vulnerable to tell your story, I believe that there's further impact that can be made with the people that are listening or watching or reading your story.
Well, that's going to make me ask you, tell us a little bit about that book and what was the vulnerability inside of it?
Well, it connects to my Ignite humanity, you know, my Ignite moment. And I
Yep.
thought about this a lot because I feel like I get ignited every time I wake up. It's like, oh, we have another day to do some great things and to do good things. So my Ignite moment is actually the beginning of my book. I'm in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm there to film a documentary, or to behind the scenes, very underground, to film the documentary of a man who is running for president. He was a Belgian businessman, born and raised in Congo, and he wanted to run for president. And I went in there by myself because his life would be at risk if he went in. So he sent me in, totally vulnerable in all instances. But because I'm kind of brazy, it's my made up name for brave and crazy. I'm sure you can relate to that too.
Brazy, I like that.
Crazy, that's my term, and you can borrow it. So in this first day I was there, I had some kind of travel bug. It was a really vulnerable day. I'm sitting in the back seat trying to get as much footage on the streets as possible, and I'm at the monument at the base of Lumumba Road filming the monument of the president. And I had a driver and a translator in the front seat, and I looked over, and there was a man in a military uniform coming towards me with a rifle pointed at me, like ready to abscond us, kill us, take us away. And I screamed, and my translator said, whatever, I think the word is vende or something like that. And they drove away, and I kind of ducked down and then peeked up over the seat and saw that he was still pointing the gun, but then he began to retreat. And that moment was a really life-turning place. I haven't changed my brazy ways, because I can share many, many other stories of me being brazy since then. But I believe that that was a really big turning point and an aha moment to say, I basically risk everything to be able to tell the story that really changes lives.
Amazing. I mean, I can only imagine the terror and the feeling of that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, really. And absolutely right. And few of us have probably had that feeling where someone coming at us with a gun like that. But from that moment, and you could have been, upset, you could have gone home, you could have been on the first flight out of there. But actually, I know for a fact you did something different. You decided to continue with the story, and you, of course, lived life a little bit differently with a new viewfinder, but you still went after the story. Talk a little bit more about that.
So the man who will be remained unnameless, was not really concerned because he was safe in Belgium in his nice cushy home. I was in the heat of Africa, and I finished up my agenda of shooting. And a longer story, you'll have to read the book, or I'll tell
Yes.
another time, how I got out of there without the footage. I gave it to somebody that was going to Los Angeles. So when my bags were searched and I almost didn't get let out of the country, at least I didn't have evidence of this, what they would call propaganda. So I ended up going to Belgium. He owed me a lot of money at this point because I was not only filming his documentary, but I was his media campaign director for the campaign of him running for president. And I went from a suitcase that was only prepared to be away for 6 days, and I ended up going to Belgium in the height of major snowstorms with no winter clothes. I basically had little sandals and an African dress and nothing. So I borrowed a coat from somebody and went on my way. And what happened there is that he ended up sending me back to Los Angeles about 3 weeks later, keep promising the money was coming. And it put me in a very vulnerable place where I wasn't able to pay my bills and my rent. And I was already gone for 2 months. So I chose to move out, so I wouldn't get an eviction on my record. And I ended up being without a home for 17 months. I moved 12 times within that month and within that time frame. And so that's where homeless to the White House is part of the title. And it put me in a very vulnerable place because I got to see what, as close as I ever want to be to being homeless. So it unlocked that empathetic part of that. I was without a home for 17 months.
And what's so great about the story is that from it, it has now propelled you into a mission and a purpose and a vision, and really focusing on helping other. Going global does a lot of really powerful things. Is there something you can say to people that maybe have been through a similar challenge, or been in a situation where they don't know where home is, to get them to a place where you are at now, where you've pushed through that barrier or you've overcome that challenge, and you're actually using it by writing a book and continuing with your storytelling and your filmmaking? How do you pull someone forward when they're maybe in the middle of it?
I don't know. You said at the very beginning of the day, we don't know what your faith is or what your religion is for Good Friday. Obviously, that's, connected to Christian and Catholic religions and all that. My faith is one of my driving force. I always know that this is meant to be for whatever position I'm in. And I have faith that everything is going to be okay. That I have angels surrounding me, obviously, over time, most of the time. And I rely on that core essence of my faith. If someone doesn't have faith, there's different tools that we can use to get through with those traumatic times, talking to a therapist, talking to a friend. Really, this world is in such a huge transformation, and a lot of people are in that fear mode. I
Mm.
truly believe peacefully in my heart that things are happening for the better. It might look really rocky right now. It might look really disastrous right now. The currency of the globe is changing. People are dying on, even more so it feels like than normal. But I really believe that faith will bring us through, and being together in community and joining forces with like-minded people will help.
And you're a real advocate of lessons and blessings. I mean, I know that you believe that things happen for a reason, and there is a beautiful silver lining in the lesson, and there is a blessing behind it.
Absolutely. I can point to any kind of thing that looked like it was going to be a little crazy. And then you get to the other side of it and go, oh, that's why that happened. Because, I deal with a lot of women under Gwen's umbrella and girlfriends. And I'm not meaning to man shame, because I love men. Always say we do Gwen with the men. That's why at the very beginning when we talked, you said, well, I thought that Gwen was for women. It's kind of entitled in the title Global Women's Empowerment Network, but I always say we do Gwen with everybody and for everybody. So there's a lot of women that I know that are dealing with, and it could be men having narcissistic relationships as well. But narcissism is a really big mental disease right now, and it's really impacting. I think coming out of COVID with people locked down, there's a lot of abuses. So one of the things that we're doing within our community is helping to do some workshops that we can recognize the signs early on
Mm.
and get to a place where we can cut it off. I have one of my Gwen gals just recently that she was in a very intense relationship for 10 days, hasn't met him yet, but within that 10-day frame, she went from totally happy, connected, amazing man to, oh my God, I recognize the signs of narcissism. And I just saw her yesterday, and she just totally ex-nayed the relationship and used it for her self-love instead. Um,
Hmm.
so that's a lot of the things that we're doing in our workshops, is really about recognizing abuse and really, really, really committed to self-love.
Yeah, I want to say, I mean, the whole essence of this show is that many of us are looking outward for the solutions and looking outward for, those action steps to happen to us. And what we really want to, and what I really want to impose upon people is the idea that it comes from within us. We are the first ones to take the step. In fact, we have 7 principles in Igniting Humanity, and the last one is give often and give all you can. It doesn't say give often, actually it says give first. Give first and give all that you can. You want to share a little bit about that, because I know you have such a giving nature.
Well, I've been told I give too much. And that could be detrimental, because people think, that cliche, kindness is a sign of weakness, and you give too much, you forget to give to yourself. So I'm just going to talk from my point of view. And if it resonates with you, then that's great. And if not, I just really feel like I'm concentrating on self-love, that with that, you can also give out to the people, because the more you love yourself, the more you can give out, the more you can be confident within yourself and create loving, committed, beautiful relationships in your life, the better it is for everybody. I mean, you have
Mhm.
a beautiful husband, you have children, and you have a beautiful life surrounded by all these people. But I bet, it came with the journey. I know.
Absolutely.
We talked
Amen.
about it.
Absolutely. Had a story for sure.
Yes.
And the idea of giving first, I mean, we really know that when we give first to ourselves also, because there is a lot of people give to everybody else that they don't give to themselves. And so give first is giving first to yourself or giving first to the person who shows up. I always say to people, shake somebody's hand, say hello. Like you said, walking on the footpath. One time I was walking on the footpath and I said hello to someone, and my daughter, 8 years old, she's like, "Do you know that person?" And I was like, "No, I just said hello to them." And so even, teaching people, reflecting the ability to give first, say hello first, offer first, and then give as much as you can also reflects that don't overgive, don't deplete yourself. There's many of the great leaders talk about being a martyr or giving too much isn't benefiting you in any way. So it's really a great principle. And I see you doing that so much in all the things you do with Gwen and the work that you do. And I'm blessed to work with you and spend time with
Me
you.
too.
I know, it's so joyful. And so I sometimes ask people about a mini Ignite. Did you have something this week that was charming and precious and just made you realize like life is special and we need to treasure every moment? Something you were grateful for that you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, it ties into what I shared already, reigniting Wishes, my children's book. And unfortunately, my illustrator passed away from pancreatic cancer about 6 years ago. So I had to find someone that took the character development that he had and honor him and bring her to life in a beautiful way. So she's going to be coming out at the end of May. So I just started looking at what I'm doing on a daily basis. I feel so creatively fulfilled. That's why I've kind of shifted, today to say creator storyteller instead of CEO and founder, which is a title of nebulous whatevers. I really feel so empowered. The Right Turn is on Tubi. We have 8 episodes in the can. 4 episodes are out there right now. So if you have Tubi up there, I'd love for you to see this series, The Right Turn with a W. And then the book coming out. I just feel like every day I'm just unboxing these beautiful creative treasures and being creatively fulfilled. So I'm really excited about that.
I know, I'm excited.
My
And I was
microphone was so excited. It fell
jumped
off.
up and grabbed you. And I want to just for a moment, and just before we come to a close, talk a little bit about the power of creativity, because some people are sitting there going, I love what she's saying, but I'm not very creative. I don't feel like I'm creative. I don't know how to be creative. Do you have a philosophy or a theory around creativity?
It's really about looking at the beauty around you. If you're walking on the walk path, as you call it, and you see a flower, take a picture of it and try to really hard to make it into an art piece rather than just a quick picture. Sit down with a journal and a cup of tea in the morning and carve out some sacred time that you want to, if you want to be a writer, just carve out and just write even 3 sentences, 2 words, draw a picture, paint, go to the store and get some paints, whatever it is that you want to use to express yourself. The expression is so healing because it aligns with your mind, body, and soul. And even if you don't feel like you have a creative bone in your body, everyone does at some point. So I think that it's really about just igniting that creativity.
Well said. Well said. Well said. All right. Well, we'll pop up your link below so people can find out where you are and get to know you a bit better, see the incredible work that you're doing. Tess, thank you so much for being here. You know how much I adore you, and blessings
Me
to
to
you
you too.
today. Go be good out there.
I'm going to be good. We have to be good every day.
I'm going to be brazy.
I'm going to be brazy. I'll have to
Well,
trademark that.
thank you.
Thank
Wherever
you
you are
so
in the
much. Have
world.
a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Love you.
You got it. Love you too. Well, wherever you are in the world, be brazy today and be good. Be good to yourself, be good to the people around you, and know that there is goodness in all of us. Sometimes it is hard to see the world through the lens of painting it yourself, because we have so many other things, news and social media and other influences telling us how to see things. And we have a choice. We have an absolute choice to decide to see things through our own lens, a lens of goodness, a lens of communication and connection and opportunity and impact. You don't have to do a massive amount of things. You just have to do the things that are most impactful for you. And that allows you to be a beacon and an example for others. And so do something good today, and treat yourself well, and do something to spoil yourself a little bit, and just honor who you are, because wherever you are in the world, You are blessed and you are appreciated and you well deserve to feel the goodness inside of you. All right, well, let me catch up with some things in case you would love to see this episode again or some of our other episodes. Please go to ignitehumanity.life/watch. And really, I say this every day, but I just want to say it really emphatically today. If you need a boost, if you need some help, if you need some advice, some support, if you need to really feel like, where do I go from here? There are so many episodes inside our portal where people have shared from around the globe, men and women. Even we've had our youngest guest, 15, talking about things that they have done to just move the needle incrementally in their life. And watching those episodes, picking one, trusting yourself, feeling the energy and just focusing on one, being like, that's the one that's going to give me the message. Allow yourself to receive some golden nugget from that episode to start moving the needle in your life and start making a difference. So many people be like, oh, it's not worth it. I can't, it's all a problem. Don't let that deter you. You deserve it and you deserve to live your best life. So take advantage of these very powerful free episodes. In addition to that, if you're doing something like Tess or any one of our other guests, we'd love to hear from you. Fill out our type form. I want to say thank you. We've got a guest who came, who sent in a type form from Indonesia, and she's actually from Slovakia. So how cool is that? We'll be hearing from her, and also we would love to hear from you. So fill out our type form at ignitehumanity.life/share. Tell us what you're up to, or even fill it out for a friend and tell us what they're doing so we can reach out and hear their powerful Ignite moment and how they are igniting humanity. All right, well, it's Good Friday, so be good. And if you'd like to do something that will really be good to the people that, well, maybe some kids you don't even know yet, but you know you can make a good impact in their lives, go to our school, go to ignitehumanity.life/donate and share with our schools. Now, one of the ways that we want to be good to you is that we have an incredible magazine, a video magazine that we have produced from some of the powerful interviews from this show. And we put them in digital format. We've taken the interview and we've distilled it down into a fabulous article, and we've attached the video embedded into the magazine in a digital format, and we're being good by making it free to you. We're just gifting that to you. And so please go to ignitehumanity.life/library. We have a beautiful library of some content that you could really benefit from. And our video magazine is inside of there, and it is 100% free to you. Again, take advantage of these things and really use them to your benefit because they are 100% free to you. Well, Ignite Humanity is doing big things. Go to our website because we'd love for you to be in our next compilation book. We are doing a compilation book, and that means you get to tell your story. You get to share your Ignite moment. You get to write it out and work with our team and then be published and become an international best-selling author. So go to ignitehumanity.life and you can check out our Ignite Humanity book and all the other books that we're doing in the Ignite series. We want to hear from you because your story matters. All right, blessings to you. Hope you have a great weekend, whatever you're up to this weekend. Just remember JB's words, be good to yourself. All right, blessings, take care, and we'll see you on Monday.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.